Now, this tends to be a bit controversial, but if you're in a slump with a particular puzzle that you've been working on, it's okay to just stop. Kia ora everyone, I'm Donnalouise, and thanks so much for popping by my YouTube channel. I have to thank Evelyn for giving me the idea for this video. Have you ever been in a puzzling slump where you're just maybe not enjoying puzzling or can't bring yourself to puzzle or frustrated with puzzling? And I thought this would be a good video to talk about puzzling slumps and give you tips on how to get over your puzzle slump. Now, I have a list here, so apologies if I look down and refer to it. I came up with 12 ideas to help you with a puzzle slump, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments below in case you have suggestions as well. These are in no particular order, just things that came to mind. You may not agree with them all, and that's fine. Just things that I thought would help me if ever I got into a puzzling slump. Now, I will admit, I've not been in a puzzle slump yet, but I do take breaks. And I always told myself that if puzzling felt more like a job rather than a joy to do, then I would have to switch things up. Because for me, even though I do create content all related to jigsaw puzzles, I still really want to enjoy puzzling. So if the day comes that it feels like a job and I feel forced to puzzle, I need to switch things up because I don't want to lose my love of puzzling. Now, my first suggestion is change the image style of puzzle that you do. For example, over here on the table, I have 4 very distinct image styles. There's photographs, like painterly images, color blocks, busy images. If you always tend to do the same style of image because that's what you like, you know what? Go crazy. Do something that you would normally never do. For example, if you always do photographs, we'll try quite a different illustration. And if you always kind of do simpler images, try a really busy one. Just give it a go. You never know, you might enjoy it. In fact, you could even ask a friend or family member to go pick out a puzzle for you. One that you wouldn't expect to get, that you wouldn't normally buy, but they would get for you. And you might be like, oh. And you may not enjoy it right away just looking at the image, but give it a chance. Just try, see, you might actually enjoy it. Change up the type of jigsaw puzzle that you do. If you tend to always do a 2D cardboard puzzle, why not try a plastic piece jigsaw puzzle or a wooden jigsaw puzzle? And instead of just doing 2D puzzles, why not try some 3D ones? I even recently did a 3D foam jigsaw puzzle. So just switch it out. Don't think that you have to always do a 2D cardboard puzzle. Try plastic ones, wooden ones, there's even metal ones, 3D ones. See if you enjoy those. Go through your pile of jigsaw puzzles that you already own and declutter them. Sometimes people are overwhelmed with how many jigsaw puzzles are there in to-do pile, and they just don't know which one to do next. Maybe you should go through them and realistically ask yourself, am I going to enjoy doing this puzzle? Should I keep it? Or maybe I should sell it, trade it, or donate it. I just recently went through my to-do pile and I managed to complete like 11 jigsaw puzzles in 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying you have to actually complete them. I'm just saying go through your pile. Maybe you'll find one that you bought a while ago and you forgot about it and you would really enjoy doing it. Pull it out and give it a go. Maybe you have quite a few puzzles that you're like, you know what, I just don't want to do those. Get rid of them. Sell them, trade them, donate them. I'm sure someone else will enjoy doing them. So why don't you take some time, go through your to-do pile, especially if you're overwhelmed by the number of puzzles that you have in it, and pare it down. Maybe you'll find some you want to do, and maybe you'll find some you'll want to get rid of. Now, this tends to be a bit controversial, but if you're in a slump with a particular puzzle that you've been working on, it's okay to just stop. You do not have to finish a jigsaw puzzle. Tear it apart. If you're done and there's just the blue sky remaining and you're like, oh, I don't want to do the blue sky, it's okay. You can either put the puzzle away for a week, a month, 6 months, pull it back out, see if you want to do it, or you can just take it apart. As long as you're having fun, keep doing the puzzle. But as soon as it becomes like a chore and a struggle and you've lost your enjoyment, It's okay to stop. You don't have to finish every jigsaw puzzle. And you can use me as an example because I did not finish that 42,000 Educa around the world jigsaw puzzle. I just wasn't enjoying it. Next, stop impulse buying. There is quite a difference between puzzlers and puzzlers who are also collectors, and some people who are just collectors. There's a hobby of just buying the items needed for that hobby. And it's not just with puzzling, it's across the board with many hobbies. I know a lot of people who love to knit and crochet, and they have more yarn and patterns that they could ever knit in a lifetime, but they love buying them. So, you go into that charity shop. Oh, the puzzle is only $1. You have to buy it. Well, maybe no. You could leave it for someone else to buy. Is it an image you really want to do? Is it a puzzle you'll really want to enjoy? Oh, look, there's an online sale. 20% off. I have to buy. Maybe not. Again, ask yourself, are these puzzles you're really going to enjoy, you really want to do? Are you just going to grab them, hold on to them, and not really do anything with them? I would rather you take the time to find a puzzle that you're going to love and enjoy doing, maybe even spend a little bit more money on it, but it's a puzzle you've researched, you're like, I like the artist, I like the artwork, or I like the photograph, I like the piece count, I really am going to enjoy this puzzle, then go ahead and buy that one. I would rather you spend the time and effort to buy one puzzle than to buy 10 puzzles because they were so cheap, and then you may end up with a bunch of puzzles that are just so for you and you don't really enjoy doing them. If you're in a slump and you're finding puzzling quite difficult, how about you go and get yourself a smaller piece count size jigsaw puzzle to do? 100 pieces. These up here are 300 pieces. Here's another little cute 100-piece jigsaw puzzle right there. Just make puzzling easier. Get a smaller size jigsaw puzzle, sit down one evening, one afternoon, and put it together at a nice, comfortable pace. So just find a puzzle that is easier for you to do. Or even go through your stash, and maybe it's a puzzle you've done a while ago and you really enjoyed doing it, and you thought that it was easy enough to do, then redo it. Perhaps you'll enjoy that. So you don't always have to challenge yourself when it comes to puzzling. Go and find just a simpler, easier puzzle to do. Now on the flip side, if puzzling has become boring or maybe too easy for you, perhaps it's time to actually challenge yourself. One thing you can do is up the number of pieces in your puzzles. For example, this is a 4,000-piece jigsaw puzzle I have in my to-do pile, and I can't wait to do it, and I'm very excited for this video. So if you're always doing the same piece count, 500 pieces, for example, well, try a 1,000-piece puzzle. If you're always doing 1,000 pieces, try 1,500. 2,000. Move up gradually, challenge yourself with more pieces. On the other hand, you could also try actual challenge puzzles, ones that are much more difficult. This is one I have from Blue Kazoo called Strawberry Shortcake, and it's very much like a repeat pattern completely throughout. So there are actual challenge puzzles that you can buy and do. So perhaps that's something you should try. Challenge yourself with a much more difficult jigsaw puzzle. Switch up your routine. If you're always puzzling, say listening to music, how about you listen to an audiobook? If you always puzzle alone, maybe invite friends over. Go to a coffee shop, bring a small-sized jigsaw puzzle, sit out in public, and puzzle. Check out your local library. Maybe the environment in which you're puzzling is kind of, putting you in a slump. Perhaps you're puzzling in bed late at night. Maybe that's not great for your posture. Get much more comfortable setting that you can sit at and puzzle, perhaps watch movies or TV series, or maybe just some nice classical music in the background. So consider your environment in which you're puzzling and switch it up. I really enjoy puzzling with friends. I think that's great. So if you tend to puzzle by yourself, I highly recommend you find some friends, puzzle with them, even if they're not puzzlers. Just pull out a puzzle, even if they don't put pieces in. If it's just on the table, you're having a cup of tea or coffee with them, you're chatting, you're assembling the jigsaw puzzle, you may really enjoy that. Go to a jigsaw puzzle event, whether it's a speed puzzling competition, like a community just puzzle along event. Seriously, you don't have to be a speed puzzler to go to these events. This is about meeting people, about community, making new friends, and you never know, you may actually enjoy speed puzzling. You may meet some new people that are local to you that you will find that you can swap puzzles with. You may sit down at a table, puzzle together, and next thing you know, it's been 2-3 hours and you're having a great time. So I do recommend you go to in-person events, and if you can't, try an online event. There are online like speed puzzling events as well as just online social puzzling events. I do recommend that you check those out. There's a lot of great associations nowadays, especially in Australia. The Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association is just amazing, and they have so many benefits for their members. I highly recommend you check them out and you join their association. Play games. Yes, we all know about speed puzzling nowadays, but you could try puzzle chess. You could try doing solo sprints. I have these small little Ravensburger 99-piece puzzles, and then I already pointed out to you some of the 100-piece puzzles. Basically, you could just like make up your own game. You could time yourself just for fun and go, well, how long does it take me to flip 100 pieces? Well, how long does it take me to do the border? Just for fun, try puzzle chess with friends, invent and create your own games, just do something different, switch it up. And if you haven't tried speed puzzling, why not give it a go? Grab a small piece count puzzle, just time yourself. Just be like, oh, okay, it took me 20 minutes to do a 100-piece puzzle. Great, all right, maybe redo that same puzzle and see if you can knock off a few minutes. Just have fun with it, switch it up, play some games with your puzzles, you may enjoy it. Try different puzzling techniques. If you're one that dumps all the pieces out and fully flips them, why not leave the pieces in the bottom of the box and shuffle through the box? If you're one that always meticulously sorts by color and shape, why not do a full flip and then just scan the pieces and pick out what you want? If you're someone who always has to do the border first, don't. Leave the border and just do it as it naturally appears. So try different puzzling techniques. You could even do different puzzling techniques on the same puzzle. I did a series. It wasn't exactly on the same puzzle, but it was a very similar puzzle, and I tried, full flip, I tried sorting, and I tried pick and place or a build as you sort. So yeah, for example, get yourself a very busy puzzle and try a pick and place. See how you enjoy that. Do a color block puzzle and do a full sort, and then maybe do a rummage through the box or do a full flip and see how you enjoy that. So change up your puzzling techniques. And I challenge you, if you're one that always has to do the border first, just try not doing that. See what comes of it. You may realize that sometimes doing the border first is not the easiest. And I find I've seen a lot of post people, they try to do the border first and it's a border with like a repeat pattern or not very distinct colors or items, and they get stuck on the border and they get frustrated already just starting a new puzzle. So don't always do the border first. And finally, my last suggestion, if you're in a puzzling slump, take a break from puzzling. Even up to a month, just stop puzzling. Try other hobbies. It's okay. You're still a puzzler if you don't puzzle every day or every week. I take days off. I don't actually puzzle every day. I can, at times, puzzle for 5-6 hours in a day, and then I may take a couple of days off. So if you need to, take a month off from puzzling. Take some time off. Try other hobbies. Reading, crochet, knitting, hiking, marathon, swimming, boating. I don't know. Just try something else. And you may come back to puzzling and realize you missed it so much, you just needed a break to come back and appreciate it. Or you may find another hobby that you enjoy more, and that's okay too. So it's all right to take a break from puzzling. So those are my recommendations on what to do if you've gotten into a puzzling slump. If I've gone through my list without missing any, there should be 12, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Do you have any suggestions or recommendations as well on what to do when you get into a puzzling slump? Again, I have to thank Evelyn for this video idea. It was lots of fun to sit down and come up with everything. I probably missed a few things. I'm sitting here thinking, I bet you guys will have some good suggestions as well. So I can't wait to read your comments. Leave them below. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I really appreciate every single one of you here. If you'd like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. It really does help me out and it helps the channel grow. And until next time, ciao!